everyone, welcome back or welcome if you're new here. This is a bit of an in-between video. I kicked off the year with a trip to Antwerp and I had some footage that I wanted to share. And vlogging is definitely not my usual style, so please excuse the rough edges of this video. I am a creature of habit, but lately I felt like the structure of my videos were becoming a bit predictable, and I made a promise to myself to step out of my comfort zone a little bit more this year, and that's why I booked this trip. Most of my time here I spend it alone. I wanted to take a moment to be still, read, give my thoughts some space, and cultivate new habits for the upcoming year. During my trip, I immersed myself in museums, and although strolling around a museum is one of my favorite pastime experiences, I do hit max capacity after 2.5 hours. And I have to confess, I visited KMSKA twice because the art selection was so big. So on the first day that I went, I explored the permanent collection, featuring artworks from favorite artists like Antwerp, and Magritte. There were pieces ranging from 30 years old next to ones that were over 300 years old. Tiny paintings were displayed alongside very substantial pieces, and vibrant artworks stood in contrast to darker ones. And I felt like this juxtaposition helped with observing the artworks because seeing their differences highlighted the uniqueness of each painting. On the second day, I went to the exhibition Turning Heads, and I couldn't have described it better than what KMSKA said themselves, so here you go. Interest in the tronie, the old Dutch word for face, surged in the 17th century when artists like Rubens, Rembrandt, and Vermeer poured their talent into painting the human face. The results are often small but stunningly painted, intimate works that bring us closer to the artist. On a different day, I headed to the MOMU, which is short for het Modemuseum. There, I immersed myself in an exhibition titled Echo. Once again, I found it challenging to capture the essence of the exhibit in words. So here are some words I read on the walls in the beginning of the exhibition. Echo reflects on the intimate connection between clothing and memory through the lens of three artists whose work shares a tactile and emotional intensity: artist Louise Bourgeois, designer Simone Rocha, and choreographer Anne-Theresa de Keersmaker. This exhibition is about the memories of infancy, childhood and motherhood, aging and nostalgia, handmaking and repair, and both the physical and emotional memories of clothing. In the middle of the exhibition, there were some drawings of famous artists and famous designers, and I really liked this part because you see a piece of their life you normally don't think about, and you see them just being kids and exploring creativity. Here you can see an artwork by Louise Bourgeois. Much of her work involves textiles and revolves around themes of motherhood, and in this particular piece she incorporated clothing from her mother. Personally, I deeply connected with this exhibition as clothes and textiles carry sentimental value for me. There is a unique quality to a garment that has been worn by someone you know. It becomes a tangible piece of that person. And in the last room, you could see clothes that were pulled from different archives, some just over 10 years old and others from the 1800s. In the middle of the week, I went shopping. That is not necessarily a habit I want to encourage, but I have to admit it is something that I found relaxing. Going through clothing, feeling pieces, trying on different things, different styles you can discover, and so on. But again, I am a creature of habit, so I usually go to the same stores over and over again. So first I stopped at COS. I tried on this jacket that had a really nice garment. I think it was wool, but it was very soft. And I also liked the color, but I wished it was a little bit more cropped. Another jacket that I tried on was cropped, but this one is not my favorite. It bulks up and it feels very, I don't know, ill-fitting, but I do like the style of this and I do like the color. Right across the street is an arket store, and there I tried on the sweater. This is a sweater I wanted to buy a season ago, so I was surprised they still had it and it was a no-brainer. I tried it on and immediately knew I was going to get it. I also tried on these linen pants and that was also an immediate yes. I also went to some other stores, but I didn't try anything on and I'm not comfortable to film when people are looking, so I didn't film anything else. I also went to a perfume store and the last few years I always just wear one perfume, and when the one I'm using is empty I just try another one. But lately I'm trying new perfumes and I have been buying some samples since I want to match my perfume more with the weather and the mood that I'm in. So in total I bought 3 pieces, the 2 pieces from Arket and then one sweater from COS. I have to say that January is a difficult month for me because I tend to overspend. There are sales going on and it's also very dark, very early, so I am a little bit more on my phone than usual, so I also shop online. So I do want to make a habit out of shopping in stores because I have the habit when I buy something online and I receive it that I want to make it work and I think I can make it work. But I have to admit then if I would have seen that piece in stores, I wouldn't have bought it. But the 3 pieces that I bought on this trip are staples. They are not the most interesting, they are very basic, but that's what I wear most of the days, so I don't mind it. A little bit of a different piece I bought in COS. It's also still very basic, it's just a wool sweater, but it's very cropped and I'm going to play with it a little bit. I'm not gonna wear it as I'm wearing it right now. I think it would be fun with like a tank top underneath and then maybe a low-waisted pants, like wearing the pants that I'm wearing right now a little bit more low-waisted, so you have this in between space, but the top I'm wearing right now is a little bit too big. So that was it for this video. It was a little bit different than what I'm used to filming, so let me know if you enjoyed it and I will be back with a more fashion related video. I think my next video is going to be a video about Gemini and the style and the aesthetic they have, but let me know if I switch things up a little bit more, what kind of content you would like. Thank you for watching and I'll see you soon.